not joking.
Are you serious?
I am
That was
serious.
like a trap question. I felt the trap being set up when he asked that.
It feels like late 80s.
It feels like late 80s, like
early 90s.
It feels like late 80s, early 90s anime adaptation.
Yeah.
It came out in the 2000s. It came out after Cowboy Bebop. But because the anime
I wasn't
adaptation.
expecting to have an existential crisis over GTO today.
So
damn.
I mean, I think I've talked about GTO briefly before, but to give a brief synopsis of GTO, it's about this teacher who is a delinquent.
Oh, he great.
Oh, he great.
Oh, he a great teacher.
No. He's not a great teacher yet because he's just so his name is Onizuka and he's a delinquent who finds himself in a teaching job, right?
Let me guess. He's not a good teacher in the start, but he learns to love the kids and he wants to help the kids, so he becomes a good teacher along the way.
No, actually, he
good.
wants to be the greatest teacher in all of Japan. Hence the name, Great
Great
Teacher
Teacher
Onizuka. But what he's given like a very problematic class, right? And he's not like the greatest teacher academically, and that's part of the point of this manga is that he doesn't teach academic lessons. He teaches life lessons. And I know it sounds.
How do I reach these kids?
He's not. He ain't book smart. He's street smart. But
But
this is how you wear a bag, kids. Make sure you sort it correctly.
yeah, it's a manga that I think really affected me when I read this as like a teenager because, it is like a completely cheesy kind of setup, right? Because it's just it's a teacher who reforms a problematic classroom and teaches them life lessons and makes them appreciate life and stuff. And that's exactly it. It's probably the best feel-good manga I've ever read.
Japan loves those kinds of manga. Though. Like, there's another manga like that called Rookies. I don't know if you know that one.
I don't.
It's like if you took GTO, but you made them play baseball. But it's like it's the exact same like feel good vibe. You have the delinquent teacher who like teaches a bunch of delinquents to like join a baseball team and stuff like that. Yeah, exact same feel as GTO. It's like just as good.
It's just really it's also a comedy one, and I do like the comedy, but like what I really love is that it doesn't teach you so much cheesy life lessons, right? It so much just teaches you that you, especially growing up in Asian culture, it tries to teach you that grades and like the school system isn't what defines you as a person. And I feel like a lot of people might need to like hear some of the things that this manga
especially
has to
in
say.
Japan.
Especially in Japan and especially in Asian culture. And kind of the cherry on top is just how fucking goofy and at the same time badass Onizuka is. I fucking seeing the antics they put him through is just like everything is such a treat. Like one of my favorite scenes in the manga, which never got adapted to the anime, was like he was trying to teach this leader of like this gang to like try to attend school and take it fucking seriously and all that shit. And so this student leads him to like this underground like fight ring or something. I can't remember the exact setup, but he's just like, look, if I arm wrestle 100 of you and win, then you got to come to school. And it's just like this is so fucking stupid, right? Because it's just like, how are you gonna fucking arm wrestle 100 people? And then he beats one person, he beats two person, he starts taking on three at a time, and like
three at a time.
Yeah, he starts taking on three at a time. It's a shonen manga, okay? Yeah. And it's just like it's the way that it just kind of builds up and like escalates is like hilarious and badass at the same time, and it's something where it's not 100% serious, but when it hits, it fucking hits. And it's a manga that can really, I wouldn't say change a person, but if you're looking for something that affects you in the opposite way of Pun Pun, where it's just like, wow,
it uses comedy to teach you, not depression.
Yeah, it still teaches you like very important life lessons, but you feel wholesome every day. You don't want to cry.
Like genre of manga is so like beloved and known and quite more common, especially to a Japanese audience. I feel it's slept on in the West.
Really?
Like there are so many like good, like feel good, comedy centered, like delinquent life lesson type of manga that is out there, and they're all fucking great.
Yeah, because I feel like to do this type of manga or to do this type of story, it's so hard to just not be cheesy.
Yeah.
And I feel like GTO is that one manga when I'm just like, like you see this done in any other way, and it would just be cheesy. But the way that they do it in this, just
it almost doesn't take itself seriously.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways.
exactly, exactly. So yeah, Onizuka's like I think one of my favorite characters in manga for that reason. What do you want to go on next?
Can we talk about Siren?
Okay.
Why is Siren?
What is Siren? What the fuck is that?
Shonen Jump.
It's Shonen. I'm surprised you've heard of Siren.
I fucking love Siren.
You love Siren? Oh my fucking god!
That's why I was like, why is this here? Like,
because
what is Siren?
it's one of those
Please
just
explain the plot.
underground Shonen Jump manga that
Okay.
like it didn't have very long runtime, did it?
It had like a good 100 chapters.
Did it?
It got
Ma-
cancelled. It
Okay.
got
That's
cancelled.
right. Yeah, it did
Yeah.
get canceled.
Sorry, the plot.
I will tell you the plot. Okay, so there's going to be like a slight spoiler, but I feel like it's within the first 4 chapters, and I feel like it's a big twist that I feel is what got me hooked into this manga, right? So that's the main. I can't actually remember the character names because it's been so long since I've read it, but it's this main character, and I don't think there's anything too special about him at the beginning. He runs a service where he solves problems, right? That's got nothing to do with what happens, right? And so he sees this girl. Looks like she looks like she's going through some issues or something. So he tries to help her, and in that process, he follows her, and then he gets transported with her to just this new place. He doesn't know where he is, right? He doesn't.
Gets isekai.
Yeah, he basically gets isekai,
So he
right?
goes to another world.
Yeah, kind of. He goes to another world.
Oh,
He goes to another
I see
world.
a theme here, gone.
Yeah, he goes to another world with this girl, right? And then they're just in this like barren wasteland, and then they get transported with a bunch of people, and it's kind of like the Gantz kind of theme where it's not as brutal because it's like Shonen Jump Gantz, so it's not got like massive gore, but like people just start dying left, right, and center, right? And for some reason, she has like a special psychic power that she uses to survive. So he kind of follows her, right? And so in like fighting through this kind of death game, kind of barren wasteland kind of thing, he like tries to figure out where the fuck he is, how he got there, and what the fuck's going on, right? And then it's like the big twist at the end of episode 4 is that he goes on top of this like building that's just been like laying like it's like what's the word I'm looking for?
Like abandoned or
Not abandoned, but it's just like it's what's the word where it's just like it's been years since this building's been
overgrown.
dilapidated. Yeah, it's this dilapidated building, right? And he goes on it, and then he sees Mount Fuji, right? And it's just he realizes that for some reason he's in Japan, he's in a city that is in complete ruins, and the apocalypse has happened. And so he doesn't know how he got there or where he is.
That's right.
Or should I say it? Okay, I'm gonna say it. Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Or when he is, but
I mean, I guessed when you said that he's in Japan.
Yeah.
It's a time thing.
When
Yeah,
you said
yeah.
it was dilapidated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
but-
was like, okay, well, that's
Yeah.
that would signal the passage of time.
Yeah. So that I guess that spoils it. But but yeah, I mean, so what I love about this is that it's a Shonen Jump action manga that has a mystery core, because the core of this is him going back to his own world or his own time and kind of figuring out what the fuck happened. How did it happen? And in that process, like that's all I'm gonna say, because in that process there's so many twists and turns that come from that and him trying to figure out what's going on. And it was just nice to see like a Shonen Jump that has action in it, but also has this really mystery aspect that keeps you coming back and just keeps you like reading the next page just to figure out what happens. Because I feel like there's been Shonen Jump with a mystery aspect. For example, what's the one where they eat kids again?
Promise Neverland.
Promise Neverland. It's like been like Promise Neverland, and it's been like obviously.
I've never heard Promise Neverland be described as what's the one where they eat kids?
I mean, what? Am I
Well,
wrong?
I don't know why I got it right away.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I mean,
That
it's
is what
it is
happens.
right.
Yeah,
that
that is
right,
what it is.
yeah.
That is what it is.
Yeah, it's a-
Like Shonen Jump.
It's not the one about the kids trying to escape. It's
No,
the
it's
one
not
where the kids get eaten.
Come on. Don't fuck around.
Like I liked the fact that it had a mystery aspect and also a battle shonen aspect, and I feel like it was so underground because nobody fucking read it.
I think the
'cause-
problem with Siren is that it kind of came out at a time where Shonen Jump was just absolutely stacked. Where like everything else
Yeah.
in Shonen, because this was like mid 2000s Shonen Jump,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So this was not only in the midst of the big three, but also like the lesser known Shonen Jump stuff that was not the big three was still very, very popular.
So
right?
Yeah.
why did they get cancelled then?
Just because it wasn't popular enough.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
got axed.
and I feel like another thing is that unfortunately the art style just looks so generic because this came after Bleach.
It
and
does
kinda-
look. The main character looks like Ichigo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of looks so generic, but it has so many original ideas. Like I really like, I without spoiling what the main character's power is. So like anyone who goes to this world gets a special power of their own, right? And I like as an engineer, he has like a really unique power where I'm not going to spoil exactly what it is, but he can't control this power. Like he can't consciously control this power. So what he does to kind of figure out different ways to use his power is he makes subroutines for this power. So it's basically like he makes programming loops for this power to like follow a set algorithm to do exactly
That's
what
right,
he wants.
Fair
And
enough.
I'm just like, that's such a unique idea.
I'm like slowly remembering this manga as we talk
Men
about it.
can type 2,000 words per minute.
But yeah, like I mean, I
Sounds
could
interesting.
have put like Hunter x Hunter or other Shonen Jump manga on here.
It's nice
But,
to
like-
see some variation.
But yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, every Shonen Jump manga I can think of putting on here has an anime adaptation. So that's the only reason why I put Siren on here, because it is my favorite Shonen Jump manga that does not have an anime.
Yeah.
Because it got cancelled because it wasn't popular enough.
Yeah, isn't it
And
sad though?
The
that
other one I
you-
would put on there is, did you ever read M0?
I did not read it.
Okay, that's another one that was like kind of, it came out around the same time as Siren, where Shonen Jump was just stacked. Never got
Yeah.
an anime adaptation, but it's so good.
What's that about?
M0 is about, it's this kid who enters this magic school, but he himself has 0 magic abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is literally like, think of like fucking My Hero Academia, right?
Right.
But instead of quirks, it's magic power. And you have like certain levels of magic. And the higher your magic level is, the more powerful of like a magic card you get that can
Yeah.
like activate magic skills. And the main character, again, he has 0 magic, so he gets an M0
Of
card.
course.
Ah, okay.
And it's just him basically just trying to basically survive and graduate
Yeah.
the magic school. But like the art style is so unique, and it's such a dope, solid story. But again, it never got an anime adaptation, and like hardly anyone read it because again,
Did it get cancelled?
Shonen Jump. No, it didn't get cancelled. It had a proper ending. It got like 12 volumes or something.
Oh.
And it had a proper ending. It just no one read it because during that time, Shonen Jump was so stacked with
Right,
all these
right,
other
right, right,
insane
right.
shows.
Well, it's stacked now as well. right?
Stacked now, but like
Yeah.
mid 2000s Shonen Jump was like peak.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you can recommend it even though it doesn't have an ending? Like, is it?
Oh no, it has an ending. It's just
Oh.
very rushed.
Oh,
But like,
so
by
they're like wrap it up. Come on.
I mean,
Yeah,
Yu
I
Yu
mean-
Hakusho was kind of the same as well.
yeah,
right?
but like I feel like I can still recommend it because the mystery aspect got solved, and it got solved in a decent amount of time. What didn't get what was like a bit unsatisfying was just each character's resolution because it got wrapped up so quickly. But the mystery aspect, which was the reason I was so addicted to it in reading, that gets wrapped up just fine, and that's why I can still recommend it.
So what's Love Hina about?
Wait, have you not read or watched Love Hina?
No, I don't know. I don't know. Anything
Really?
About, I don't know anything about Love Hina.
Wow.
Love Hina. Okay,
It's
this
about-
this I'm gonna say it right now. This is nostalgia.
Look, I mean, look, Akamatsuken's
Listen,
fucking amazing.
ex-
right?
is.
Like, Love
explain
Hina's
yourself.
classic.
What is it about?
It's nothing you haven't heard before.
Yeah.
It's
It's a manga where a guy loves Hina.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
That's Hina.
Is it interesting?
he-
no,
loves Hina.
that's Naru.
Oh, yeah.
That's Naru. And okay, so a guy moves into his grandma's onsen, right? Because his grandma owns an onsen. And it turns out it's also a girls' dormitory. And
Hey!
okay, it's a fucking harem anime. Okay, it's a harem manga. Okay, and how can I say